Okay, let's jump right in. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're exploring a really interesting perspective from one of you, a listener. It's their personal reflection on a video game called Elden Ring Night Reign.
That's right. And our mission here, sort of our goal for this deep dive, is to understand why this listener thinks Elden Ring Night Reign is From Software's, well, most successful game.
Yeah.
And crucially, how they argue its design actually brings out what they call the best parts of human nature.
That's quite a claim. So, what exactly is this game, based on what the listener told us? It's not the usual single player thing people might associate with From Software. They said it's a roguelike.
Right, which means, in this case, that each attempt, each run is kind of temporary. Success really depends on adapting to whatever that specific run throws at you. If you fail, you're mostly starting over, maybe keeping a little progress, but losing your current power.
Gotcha. And it's three players, cooperative. So, player versus environment, PvE. You're working together against the game's enemies, mostly these incredibly tough bosses. The listener mentioned like a day one boss, day two, then a final one that needs just perfect coordination.
Yeah, and what's really, really central to the listener's whole point is the gameplay loop around that difficulty.
Hmm.
Because the bosses hit so hard, just staying alive is tough. And if one player goes down, well, the pressure just skyrockets.
That's right. If you lose someone, you're down to two players, and that's a really bad spot. One person has to somehow keep the boss busy while the other absolutely has to stop attacking, run over, and get that teammate back up.
The listener points out that just trying to, like, DPS race, the boss just pour on damage with only two people.
Mm.
It massively cuts down your group's error tolerance.
No.
It's basically your room for mistakes. With three players, if one person messes up, okay, maybe you recover. But with two, against these bosses,
Yeah.
one more slip up, and boom, the run's probably over.
So the game mechanics themselves demand that rescuing your teammates is the top priority.
Exactly. It forces it.
It's not just about hitting hard then, it's survival, it's mutual support woven right into the strategy you need to win. And the listener shared this one specific moment. It really drove the point home for them. They were early in a run, like level 4 on day 1, feeling underpowered, and they died. Tragically died in the damaging zone, the rain, as the game calls it, which shrinks over time.
Yeah, and they said they were basically ready to just give up mentally. Runs over, they're down, they're in the damaging rain, losing health. It looked pretty doomed for the team.
But then their teammate named Wilder did something, well, pretty amazing. Even though Wilder was also in the rain, taking damage, using up their own healing, they pushed deeper into that dangerous area specifically to revive our listener.
It's a really strong image, isn't it?
Yeah.
Risking your own survival, your resources, to save someone who'd already failed. And the listener was just profoundly affected. They concluded the game's design worked precisely because it created these high-stakes moments that could bring out that kind of selflessness.
Okay, so let's kind of pull this together from the listener's perspective. Elden Ring Night Reign. It's this three-player roguelike PvE game. It's got these punishing bosses and this absolutely critical rescue mechanic made even more intense by things like the shrinking rain. And the listener sees it as a triumph. Why?
Because it doesn't just test your reflexes or your build, it seemed to create these pressure cookers where players have to rely on each other, where they act in ways that show off positive traits, teamwork, self-sacrifice for the group.
Right. Wilder risking damage in the rain is like the perfect example of the game systems pushing people towards, well, their better nature, as the listener put it.
It's a really fascinating way to look at how game design, whether it's fully intentional or maybe partly emergent, can shape how we interact.
Absolutely. And it really leaves you, the listener, with something to think about, doesn't it? What other kinds of challenges or systems, maybe in games, maybe in sports, maybe just everyday life, could be designed in a way that actively encourages or even requires people to act in ways that bring out, what we think of as the best parts of human nature, something to mull over.